How's it going, everyone? 5 Eggs up here with another repair slash upgrade video. Today we're going to be focusing on this Red Bull mini fridge. This is one of their newer LED eco coolers. I originally bought this to flip, got it really cheap, brand new, and I decided to keep it for myself in my office. I love this fridge. It's functional, has quite a bit of space, it's not too large. As you can see, it's new. It's got the original plastic wrap protecting the stainless exoskeleton. There is something I am going to show about this specific cooler if you have one. That's really cool. But mainly right now I'm going to be upgrading the fans. So I have a really noisy fan that sounds like this. We're going to cover that. So here's the model, so you can kind of see. It showed up when I searched the Red Bull item number at the bottom, the VC 206565008. That's how I was able to get it to show up. So let's get into it. Alright, so I flipped the fridge around so you can see the back. Now, this is the cool thing I wanted to show you about this cooler. It's marketed, and in the images, it looks like this. It has this stainless steel exterior. At first, I thought it was part of the shipping design, you know, to protect the cooler, but it's not. It's an upgraded exoskeleton. And what's really neat, let me get some extra light here, is there's actually, this just comes off and you have the OG Red Bull graphics brand new inside here on the top, bottom, sides, everywhere. So that's the first thing I wanted to show. And the second thing is going to be back here. Let me put this back on. I think I am going to remove this and sell this cover and keep the fridge. I'm not a big fan of this stainless steel, but it is cool. It's definitely a cool option. So I'm gonna do my best to try to show this. So give me 1 minute. Alrighty, so I don't have, it's gonna be hard to hold this and everything. I don't have space for my tripod over here. But essentially your fan is located right here behind this plastic scoop. You can see the exhaust fan is in there. And the wiring comes along here, and it's normally zip tied. I just cut the zip tie. It's zip tied to that little area, and then it's plugged in. You can see the cable is plugged in back there into that white connector. I don't know if you can see that back there. If I can focus on it, you can see it back in here. It goes right there behind the power cord here. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod and show you how to access the fan, and I'm going to show you the replacements I used for this model. It's going to be similar for all the Red Bull mini fridges. So let's get to it. Alright, so here we go. Access the fan. It's just these two stainless steel screws. If you lose a screw, I was missing one of the screws down here. That's when I noticed the print right here. And like I said, I've had this for like a year, almost 2 years, and never knew that it had the wrapped graphics all around the fridge, which is really cool. But I'm also happy that I didn't know, because now, you know, you've got brand new graphics. The fridge isn't scratched up, which is nice. So here it's 2 screws. This comes off as a whole. You will cut the zip tie that holds where this is all tied up right there and unplug the connector. It's a simple connector. It goes like this with the release clip on the bottom for this model, and you just push this clip. If I can get it to focus for you. You just push this clip in, and as you can see, you just clip like so, and it pulls out. Now here's your fan. You can see the label is facing the outside, and what it does is it slides into this housing like so. You can see the little grooves right here where it slides in. Now here is the original fan. It's a Jamicon. Here's the part number, model number, if you can see. Now, this is a sleeve bearing fan, and the rotations were like 3,000 RPM roughly, like 2,700 or 3,000. I don't remember what. And what I did, this is a 50 by 50 by 10 millimeter. I know that by looking up the label, like the part number, but also by measuring. If you grab a set of calipers, I have this set of digital calipers. I don't use the digital part, but it's the same thing. You can actually see here, this is just a cheap set of calipers, and you can go like so and see that it's 50 by, you know, it's obviously square, 50 by, you know, 50, if you can see, by 10 roughly. This is, like I said, this is a cheap set of calipers from AutoZone that I use for a lot of stuff. So what I did was I went online, I matched the volts, and I matched the watts. Essentially, this is slightly higher watts, barely. And this is the set of fans. I upgraded to dual ball bearing fans. They came in a set. I paid like 10, 11 bucks. They had good reviews. I shopped around for a while, found some that had really good reviews. Two came in here, so I figured I can't go wrong if one blows up or, you know, isn't very good for like, I think 15 bucks shipped or whatever on Amazon. I can't go wrong. These are 5,000 RPM fans, and they're half the sound. Like the decibel is like 25 or 27 versus the original fan's like 50 or something. So it's gonna be a little bit quieter. So I said, why not give it a try? Same size, you know, you measure 50 by 50, as you can see. You got your 50 by 50, and if you need to trim the case, you can trim the case a little on the exterior part, which is what I had to do for the width. It's a slightly thicker, it looks like about 1 millimeter on the edges. I mean, it was tight, maybe less than 1 millimeter. So what I did is I took a file and filed down. You can see the edge here, just on each side of one on the label side. That way it would slide. It wouldn't slide all the way in here easily. So now it slides like butter, as you can see. And then you have your OE set up, which will go across like so. Then, you know, zip tie the loose cable and plug it in. There's one problem with this fan. This is going to be a issue with a lot of these fans, is even though I've got everything matched up and I got this nice dual ball bearing fan, the connector is different, even though the wiring is the same. So you can see Red Bull used this weirdly large connector for a fan like this. Almost every single one of these fans is going to come with a small connector like this. But they have this custom Red Bull style connector. Same cables, same gauge it looks to be and everything. As you can see, this is the same gauge cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down in the garage, and I've got to cut, you know, and splice and solder these. I won't be taping this up or doing any janky crimp connectors. So I'll go solder it, continue the video, we'll put it back together, and test her out. So you make sure you've got your airflow, the direction is facing the right direction. You want it blowing air out, you know, sucking air from inside the components area here, sucking that out and venting it up through the top. So I'll be right back and go get that soldered together. Alrighty, here's a quick shot of the solder. So as you can see, we took the old connector off, left a little bit of a pigtail, cut the, you know, the new one, put it on. This is the new fan with the old connector, old fan here. So that's spliced. We're going to go ahead and move these marine heat shrink tubes up and cover that now that it's nice and soldered, and it's going to be good to go. I'll grab a zip tie so we can zip tie the excess wire back in place. All right, we're ready to put this back together now. Here's the finished pigtail swap. As you can see, we've got it nice and clean. Connection here. The marine shrink wrap has a sealant inside of it, so when it's heated up, you can see this clear sealant. It's kind of hard to see, but if the light's on it, it'll kind of have like a shiny effect. What it does is it makes it waterproof. So I usually use that for everything, especially for automotive and stuff. So here we go. We're gonna put this in, make sure it has the proper orientation inside this scoop. I'm assuming that it spins the same way. There was no info on Amazon when I bought these, so we're gonna put the label facing out in here like the original one was. Worst case, if it's reversed, we'll just pull it out and, you know, flip it around and put it in here like so. You get the idea. It's really simple. So make sure it's lined up in these small grooves like that. We'll screw it back together and make sure that this is all routed properly, and then zip tie the bulk of the wiring where it was originally zip tied. Now I didn't finish earlier in the video where I was saying if you lose a screw, these screws are super duper common. I had them in stock because I carry a lot of hardware and things for all the projects I do and build, but you can find these easily at Lowe's. They're just stainless steel screws, button head style screws, or I believe is what they're called. They're button or like pan head or something. You'll see them. It's really easy to find. They're sold in packs of like 10. So we want to make sure that that's not pinched. It's not. It looks really good. So this is all bundled up here. That's why I cut this where I did, so I can zip tie it without putting pressure where I put the shrink tube. And I'm going to plug this in. It's going to be hard to show you because it's way back there, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I did forget to mention all the controls for this fridge are right here on this, where this plugs in, where the power cord is, and all this right here is where the you have like the dimmer and the temperature control and everything. Because this has a LED light in the front. Honestly, like the whole layout of this fridge is pretty awesome. Let me make sure that's in all the way. It's really hard to see. Yeah, I believe it is. And then we'll just zip tie that. I did try to shorten it. I had a zip tie here that's blending in, or I dropped it. Oh, here it is. Little tiny zip tie, little baby one. I have a ton of these that I need to use, so I am happy to be able to use more of these because I don't use these small ones very often. Now, there was a bunch wadded up here before, and honestly, I don't even have to really like wrap it or anything. Just like zip tying it here will be enough, which is awesome. So I'm just gonna do just like so, leave it a little. We want to leave some slack. You don't want it pulling too hard on the connector down there. You know, you don't want to get too aggressive. And then we'll just do like so. That actually looks better than it did when I got it. I would have shown that, but I had to take it out. I had to remove it to see what size it was, and filming all that would have been a pain. So that is connected. It's all put together. We can plug it in and see if it kicks on. I want to make sure these are snug. We want to make sure it's blowing the right direction, and hopefully these fans, hopefully I didn't get any horrible, you know, defective fans or anything. It does happen. But like I said, they had pretty good reviews. There were a few people that received them and they were in bad shape. But that's, you know, out of tons of sales, that's typical. It's going to happen. And yes, these are cheap Chinese fans, versus, you know, the one factory fan. The original one is $20+, but due to the reviews, multiple fans, and this not being that hard of a swap, I decided to go with the cheaper ones and see. So let's see. Okay, that's already way quieter. And the cover is off, so it'll be even quieter with the cover on. And it is... feels like it's blowing. Oh yeah, it's blowing out, yeah. That's awesome. So... there's that. That's solved. That is very quiet. And you can see, I don't know if I can show you, but you can see it down in there. It's on and spinning. I know it's really hard to see, but so that's cool. So we'll go ahead, and I need to clean that bottom tray out. I had a drink leak into that drain tray, so I need to clean it up. There isn't a lot of it, but there is some that's dried. But I'm gonna flip it around so you can kind of see the whole fridge and see the lighting. I don't have the lighting set really bright right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. I have it the way I prefer to have it. So I'll pause it and flip her around. Alrighty, there it is, flipped around, and as you can see the lights. Now these are only set at like 10% right now. They're in the door on both sides here. I like it dim, as you can see. That's when I've just got my computer on and I'm working at night. It's still very bright, and it gets ridiculously bright. And there's the upper lights as well in there. You can adjust both lights. Pretty much everything on this is adjustable, and like I said, the cover comes off even on the door. The door has the stainless steel outer shell too, which is wild. So this is also a cover that unclips and comes off. I'm not going to take it off right now, but the entire fridge is covered in a shell, and it's completely wrapped, which is really cool. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, or you have a similar fridge and you need some direction or anything, feel free to message, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next project.